Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're talking about new shooters and shotguns. Okay, in a previous video that we'll put a link to in the description box below, I talked about new shooters and pistols, and I talked about a gentleman who had come in and gotten a pistol and all that stuff. And he's come back to me, and this time he's thought about it, and he needed a long arm, and he decided a shotgun was what he wanted. And he gave me a call and asked what shotgun should he get. And I asked him a few questions. Are you going to hunt with it, or is it just for home defense? And his answer was just for home defense. Possibly, you know, the end of the world scenario, whatever, but he goes, he didn't really think he'd ever hunt with it. I'm like, okay, well that narrows down your choices. But even if he decided, he said he was going to hunt with it, but it wasn't going to be his primary arm, he came up with the answer that I come up for everybody, and that is the Mossberg 500 or Remington 870 that makes your heart go pitter-patter. Check your wallet, because that's always the most important thing to do when buying a firearm. But if your wallet says it can afford a brand new gun and with all the bells and whistles that you want on it, by all means, please do. However, if you think you just need a shotgun that will get you by, you need one to have one, it fills a niche, but it's not a primary thing, it's not where you want to spend all your money, then go down to the local pawn shop or consignment rack at your gun shop, pick out the 500 or 870 that makes your heart go pitter-patter within your budget. And the reason I stated that is the 500 and 870 are the Glocks and ARs of shotguns. They're Legos. No matter what condition you get it in, you can fix it up, you can change it, you can modify it if there's something you don't like. And if it's a low priority weapon system for you that you feel you need to have, can't be without one, but it's not your primary, you'll find that you don't want to invest a lot of money and that you can live with some of the idiosyncrasies. I'm going to use this one as an example because I followed my own advice. This is a shotgun I paid $150 for at one of my local gun shops, consignment racks, many years ago. Not that that really matters because $150 to $200 surplus 870 or Mossberg 500 in your local gun shop's consignment rack is a common occurrence. Very common occurrence. They claim this was a police turning gun, and I do believe that was the case, mainly due by the level of neglect and where some of the wear and tear on it was. The barrel at the time had a lot of rust, clearly from where there had been a heat shield. And also right around this part of the receiver, there had been where it clamps into those clamps that the cops use in their cars to keep the shotgun secure. So I do believe this was a police turning gun. Very poorly taken care of one, but it was one nonetheless. And when I got it, it had the pistol grip only, which I cannot stand, and the standard forearm, which is neither here nor there. It functions perfectly for what it's designed to do. So for my $150, broke out some steel wool, cleaned up the barrel, polished up the receiver here, used a home bluing kit, and actually didn't do too bad a job getting it back for the first time ever doing it. You will notice there's a lot of tape on this gun, and that's because of this, the side saddle. It came with a side saddle, but it was a broken side saddle. And I have a lot of experience with side saddles, is that under heavy recoil, the rivets will snap off. You'll be firing, this thing will spin around and chop you on the finger, and it hurts like hell. So I made this field expedient repair using duct tape. And 8 years on, I'm still using it because it works. Apparently the tape gives just enough give that the recoil can let the thing shift and not break loose. And this is a low priority weapon system for me, so I'm willing to live with the aesthetics. They don't bother me. If they bother you, take the appropriate actions. Which could either be A, taking off the side saddle, or B, finding another method of securing. Velcro is a very good alternative, and I've used that on some of my other shotguns. Another update I made is I decided after I'd spent that $150 that a pistol grip only shotgun was not the way to go because I like my wrist and I want to keep it. And searching around, I went through a few different stocks, but I settled on this Speed Feed stock here. One, because it allows a full grip, allowing me to keep my finger off the trigger, but I can get onto the trigger easily. It's comfortable. I kind of like pistol grip shotguns. I think they give you better control one-handed than a standard conventional sporting style stock. And I found it on sale. I think it was Sportsman's Guide. I don't exactly remember, but it was a nominal fee, so I said, heck, why not? It's an affordable upgrade. Then I found the TL Racker. I got it for a very good price. I had a credit at a distributor online, so for right around $100 I got a very, very good light, and I felt it was a good update for the shotgun. Last but not least, I have this high-vis fiber optic sight that just magnetically fits onto the barrel, locks into the front bead there. So for a little bit of money, I have upgraded this shotgun pretty good using the Johnny Cash one piece at a time methodology. As I saw deals come up, I upgraded. I didn't have to spend a lot of money right out of the bat. I got capability. This is one of several shotguns I own, so it is very low on my gun priority list. But I've upgraded it as time allows, and I have a pretty decent home defense gun, a gun I have taken into the field, a gun that I intend to use in future competitions too, just to see how it'll perform in this configuration. But my initial investment was only $150, and I had a fully functional shotgun. Another reason I suggest that your first shotgun, if it's not a primary weapon system for you, be something from the surplus rack, is if you don't like it and upgrading is not an option for you, put it right back on the surplus rack, get some money, and go get something you do like. Use this as your opportunity to find out what you like and or do not like. These guns have idiosyncrasies. All guns do, it doesn't matter the type. By converting this one to a pistol grip stock like this, the safety's up here. Disengaging or engaging is a very different thing. When I have a conventional sporter stock, it's right there and it's ambidextrous, hard to argue with. Pistol grip stock, you're giving up access to that safety, so it puts more on the shooter about keeping your finger off the trigger, more mindful discipline. That's not that that's a bad thing, but you should be doing that anyways, but it's something you need to consider. I've gone through two stocks on this. First one was a Knox adjustable stock. I didn't like it. Then this one came along. I like it a lot better. It works a lot better for me. I chose the light upgrade because I thought it was a valuable addition to the gun. I haven't sunk a lot of money into this gun, believe it or not. Price of the stock, the price of the light, and the price of the rebluing that I did, I still am cheaper than if I went out and bought a brand new Mossberg. But felt a nice little gap. And this is the advice I recommended to this gentleman. Start with this, upgrade later. And it's one of the advice I give to you if you have not made up your mind or are not sure what you need out of a shotgun. We hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future videos on information for new shooters.